I mean, it's such an amazing point about 2020 being consequential. You know, you really helped me with what I wrote about COVID, how COVID we thought changed the landscape. And you know, I
Mhm.
think there's one point I want to make about what you just said, which is so huge that I want to bring it out because it's such a brilliant insight. But first, I mean, let's just run through quickly, like in COVID, you know, and jump in here if I'm missing anything. But what we spoke about is the fact that regulators, there's professional regulators in most states that have laws now, so you're getting a much more receptive, like, oh, COVID hit. What do we need to do to protect this consumer good, this medical good? That's a
Yep,
huge thing, right? The
yep,
fact that tax budgets getting killed, everyone needs tax. The fact that the consumer is looking to shift to the legal market because of what, you know, what we spoke about, everything but price. And you know, now you see scale, price comes down. You made this point to me. You know, the price is going to come down. That is an inevitability. And then lastly, you know, the fact that COVID brought safety to the fore because of the vape crisis in 19 in a way where people said, what is available on the legal market? And regulators going, you know what, it makes sense. This is happening either way. But you made one point, which I think, you know, on South Dakota, which I think is so crucial that it really can't be underscored enough. And it can't be overestimated how important this is, which is people had a side by side measure in South Dakota where they could
mhm,
say, you know what, let's just deal with people who are sick and who want to
yep,
deal with medical. Let's just say yes to that. That's enough. That is a bridge plenty far enough for a state that voted
mhm, mhm,
64-36 against in 2010, against a medical
yep,
bill, a pure medical bill. They could have said, the people of South Dakota could have said, let's just create some access and see how it goes, and we'll revisit this. And, you know, it does show that there is this binary now where voters simply, all of this, John, I really do believe it has to be based on this deeper normalization, this destigmatization that just comes from the discussions every day around money, economics, lack
yep,
of, they look at Colorado, they look at other adult use laws. There's just enough empirical data to just say this isn't the harm we were led to believe, because they could have stopped at medical. And the truth is, people, they could have easily said check on medical, check against adult use. The fact that South Dakota checked both means that we are seeing such a fundamental shift. States like Texas, right? You're going to see states like Texas, you're going to see the data come out that states like Texas are wildly, look, the support for medical we know is a fait accompli. That's gone. That ship has sailed. The UN showed it. That's why they voted for medical. Every country is going to be thinking about medical, at least the 27, you know, the 27 that don't, of the 27 in the UN. But we know that medical was always seen. When I think back to my origins in the space in 13 and 14, how many times I would talk to advocates who would say something like, you know, the problem with it, if you create a good medical program, you're going to get in the way of adult use.
yep,
And we had this fight. When me and my partners were doing such a great job in Connecticut, people would say to us, you know, that's a problem because adult use is going to be tough to pass in a state where there's a functioning medical, where the people who need it are getting it. And I think that people in South Dakota said, not a problem. We're going to approve both. I personally, John, was shocked that the adult use passed. When I saw the numbers for medical, I was shocked that adult use passed, because I was simply shocked that people would say, you know, one rule is not enough, that adult use is enough. I know you were probably surprised as well. I was shocked personally.